Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, Jamaica, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K. today is run by Commanding General Yohanna, the man with the rank and the authority to be the leader of the nation of Israel at this time. All right. As you should know by now, we proclaim to be, well, proclaim to be, we are the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are the chosen people of the Bible, going through our punishment according to Deuteronomy 28, and awaiting Christ's return. Want to say Yahweh Basham Yahushai Barakatam to my brothers, Yahweh Shamari Latan Basham Yahushai to my sisters. Now, law class Wednesday night. Today now we're looking at some more laws, because we have laws concerning everything in Israel now. So we'll be looking at some more laws tonight. I want to go to Deuteronomy. Oh, looking at some sexual immorality. That's one of the focus. Unsolved murders. You know, we're in a world now where sexual immorality is like a walk in the park. And these are things that upsets the Most High. Think of all the things that you try to do sexually. Homosexuality, male and female, anal sex, male and female, incest, huh? I don't get it.
You said homo, but then it's a male and female. That's your term. Homo, two man and two man.
Homo, man to man, woman to woman.
But you said
male or female, male and female, yes. Not male going on to female. Male to male, female to female. That's what I meant. Sexual immorality is like incest, which since COVID, I understand have been on the rise, but probably not so much, I don't know. Maybe in Jamaica too, but this was other countries' problem. Incest is something that is around from creation, probably. Sodom and Gomorrah, and earlier than that, and later than that. Unsolved murder, like for instance in the States, you know much unsolved murders there. Jamaica, Trinidad, and I'm sure about Barbados and the other places. But unsolved murder is a big problem among the Israelites. Mexico, wow, a lot of that. And funny enough, you know, prior to Columbus coming around this side of the world, murder wasn't a problem, you know. You have certain sins, certain crimes, I should put it. That wasn't a problem. Murder, rape, robbery, these things weren't a problem. These things come with the white man. These things come with the oppressor. You have certain kind of crimes you're following, you know, that he commits, and the way he governs, what he makes laws and so determines the type of crimes that happen. Yeah. Because if religion is one thing they use to control people, if your religion says you don't have to follow the laws of the Bible, they're not done away with, then it's okay to murder, it's okay to rape, it's okay to do basically everything except it's not okay to throw your tithes, to not throw your tithes. So you must throw your tithes. It's not okay to the law that governs the taking care of the Levites, the priests, that is still in effect. The law that governs tithing is still in effect, but the other laws are not. Oh, what a bunch of criminals. All right, go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 1, 20. Deuteronomy 21. Hmm? 21 verse 1.
Deuteronomy 21, verse 1.
All right. So, all right, yeah, continue.
Verse 21, verse 1. If one be found slain in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it, lying in the field, and it not be known who hath slain him, then thy elders and thy judges shall come forth, and they shall measure unto the cities which are round about him that is slain.
All right, so they would look, try and determine at what point the time of death, the time of death of the person, and which city could the murderer flee to? Even though sometimes the murderer don't flee, they are still nearby. Mm-hmm. All right, laws concern. So if you're found, if the law says, our law says, if you found a person that is dead and was slain, you measure unto the city, the distance from the the murder, the scene, the distance from the crime scene and the cities that are around. You're trying to track the murderer. All right, continue.
Verse 3. And it shall be that the city which is next unto the slain man, even the elders of that city, shall take a heifer, which hath not been wrought with, and which hath not drawn in the yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring down the heifer unto a rough valley, which is neither eared nor sown, and shall strike off the heifer's neck there in the valley. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near, for them the Lord thy God hath chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of the Lord. And by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried. And all the elders of that city that are next unto the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifer that is beheaded in the valley. And they shall answer and say, Our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it.
All right, so verse 11.
7.
Huh?
7.
All right, elders of the city shall bring down that, and the priests, sons of Levi, shall come near, for them the Lord thy God hath chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of the Lord. And by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried. So they were the laws. Sorry, the lawyer. That's why they are banned lawyer. And until today, the person who takes you through the legal system is called a what? A lawyer. Yeah, coming from Levi. Their Hebrew name is lawyer. So that's where Esau get that word when it comes to the law. So sorry, the Levites, it rests on the Levite to try and find that murderer. So the elders of that city that are next unto the slain man, so the closest city, shall wash their hands over the ephah that is bathed in the valley, and they shall answer and say, our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. So you know the man who can't see it, in what happened? The one who is unable to do such thing is what?
Huh?
The one who is able to wash his hand over the ephah, the one who is not able to do it because of whatever reason, and give excuses, and can't come, and can't this, and can't that. Eh? There goes your first suspect. And you know, he's him to use these laws, but it's the same thing. Yeah, suspect. They find a murder person that look is close by. And then looking close by, they also check. They also check the what do they call it now? And looking close by, friends and families. Yeah, man, these are check friends and families too. Let's see what the law says then. All right, 8, take time.
Verse 8. Be merciful, O Lord, unto thy people Israel, whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge, and the blood shall be forgiven them. So shalt thou put away the guilt of innocent blood from among you, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord.
All right, so you see, we in Jamaica, we are plagued with unsolved murders. So you see, whenever we are following what the Most High says, by following His laws, we're not so much plagued with these things, you know. Because what this is telling you now is that if you see, you have to come forward. There's no such thing as what they say now. But if you see and you talk, you're what? You're an informer. But guess what? The lawyers and the police work with informants. Somebody have to tell them if because they are eyewitness. Also, if you are an eyewitness and you don't come forward, guilt is upon you too. So this is why the elders wash their hands and say, huh?
Not me.
I did not shed this blood and I did not see anything. So we keeping the laws of the Most High, probably the one who tries to, come and wash him and know something, but trying to not to say anything. He probably just drop dead same place.
So what if young people don't wash their hands?
The elders.
So what if a young son did sin and then come forward?
Well, you can't, you don't have the time to go through the whole city. But remember, it's the elders that governs the city. Right? So what the Most High wants is to make sure that their hands are clean. What's that? The Most High wants to make sure that those who governs, their hands are clean. So unlike today, those that governs us, hands are so dirty. Yeah. So this is what the Most High wants to rid our leaders of. Guilt of of knowing about murders and saying nothing. So you do this thing, trust me, you are going, if you know something and you speak not, and you come and wash your hand, something is going to happen to you, man. Because guess what? You know is going to come face to face with the Most High. But those who are able to truly say that they didn't do it and they don't know anything, they are free of guilt. I wonder if we could do something, if well, sacrifices are taken away, the daily sacrifices are taken away. But can I imagine if take your whole we take our whole government to something like this? Oh, really? But this is the thing. The guilt would strike them down. Huh? They wouldn't feel guilty. The most I would strike them down. Back in the days, remember now, if a priest was even unclean and go in the temple, he would drop dead in the temple. So it's not like what you see happening today. The pastor know him doing all manner of him sin and come on the pulpit and him preach and him catching in spirit and doing thing and then go to the people again. It don't work like that. Right? This is why when we start committing sin, when our leaders start committing sin, what happens? The nation suffer. Committing these grave sins, the nation suffers. What you have to try and remember now, these are the things that brought us to where we are today, where we lost the kingdom and we are here serving other nations rather than serving ourselves. Right? You hear the Rastafarians clamoring, talking about reparation. But suppose reparation should come through. Whose hands would that payment go into? The thieving politician, them. Not their hands, not our hands. Huh? For slavery. They're supposed to compensate you back for slavery.
The Rastafarians said that.
Yes, man, they have a reparation commission where they are heavily involved in. When the Bible don't tell you, where Christ said, vengeance is mine, I will repay. That's the most I said that.
They get money?
Get what?
Oh.
They ain't Britain giving anything. They ain't getting nothing. The Bible don't tell them. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord, I will repay. So they can climb up. But the point that I'm making is the elders for the nation. We're not governing the way the most I said we should govern. There are people who of other races come and offer themselves as your leaders. And we all know what happens after a while. They just find themselves and they go. Where do they go? They don't stay here. So it's not like say then thief $1 billion and then invest it back in Jamaica and people can get work and so on and so forth. Nothing like that. It goes to another country. Right? So these are ways, one way that most I use to remove that guilt, because murder was a problem, especially the unsolved murders. And you can see your country, Jamaica, is highlighted on the international and the international radar as one murderous country. Yeah. Well, we know why they do that because when they look at the statistics, we remember when 1 year Iraq was in war and our murder rate surpassed the amount of person, the amount of persons killed in Iraq war. Can I believe it? So, I mean, even though they're highlighting these things because of our stance on homosexuality, but at the same time, it's there. It is real, it's there. It's just that they play a game where the countries who accept their homosexuality, they don't highlight their crimes.
Become sure no. Because America, other countries will have more than the whole world. Then do that.
Um, Chicago have way more murders than Jamaica.
They did the list for the whole world.
For which whole world? They highlight who them want highlight.
Oh.
Chicago have way more murders than Jamaica. DC. DC take time changing. Baltimore. So much that they call it Bodymore. Baltimore have way more murders than Jamaica. But they're not highlighting themselves. they issue to their people travel advisory that Jamaica full of murder. When we go to the States, our government don't warn us that there are certain spots that you could be killed in.
But they have that Jamaica.
But right. So murders always a problem. All right. Another law we have is a law concerning marrying a female captive. Can
10.
yes.
Verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seized among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife.
All right. So you're going to invade a country. So you see, even in war, the most I don't support sexual promiscuity. You go and you see a beautiful woman, you take in the country captive, you just kill off her parents, her mother and fathers, and her mother, father, and brothers. But you want to take her to your wife as a wife. This is what you do. Verse 1.
Verse
12.
Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and
So
pare her
you
nails.
ball her head and do what? Cut off your ear and do what?
Pare her nails.
Do you not?
Just cut them.
Cut the nails.
For some reason, I have mental image that they take it.
Hmm?
It was coming to my head that they took it off, but
No. Just clip her nails because ladies like nails, paint up the nails, and then the ear is the beauty. So you strip her of her beauty. And then what?
Verse 13. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife.
All right. So, see, there's nothing about taking her to no pastor and whatever. You're going to take her to your wife. But is this talking about any woman of any race? How you know that?
Because I married any woman.
Thank you. So this is talking about who?
Israelite woman.
Right, because we had many civil war. especially the northern and southern kingdom, because it already tell you that the nations that are the nations that were about us, round about us, we should utterly destroy them, kill out everything, kill down to the cattle. So this is not talking about those nations. And you know it's not talking about other nations because he already tell us not to marry into other nations. So this would be talking about the Israelite nation, making war against each other. All right, verse what, 14?
14. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. But thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. If a man have two wives, one beloved.
All right, hold on. So it shall be if thou have no delight in her. So you take her to your wife, but you don't like her. Then thou shalt maybe take her to your wife because you know she's beautiful and maybe you think she can cook or whatever. Only to find out that no, but she's a prisoner. And if you find out nothing, only to find out that she can't do anything. Yeah, but I know, man. And so, see what the law says? You can't even sell her for money. You could sell another nation for money, eh? That's what it says.
So she can go marry somebody else?
You have no delight in her. Then thou shalt let her go whither she will. Make she go wherever she want to go. But thou shalt not sell her at all for money. You can't sell her. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast already humbled her. So these laws already govern. This is what governs us, because we can sell other nations for money. Yeah. 15.
Verse 15. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn.
All right. So, two sons, because they have two wives. For man have two wives. So,
why keep arguing his son?
hold on. So this is because you can't divorce. You're not really supposed to divorce.
Oh, right.
Though Moses allowed a bill of divorce. But, eh?
You're stuck with her.
Yeah. Maybe not too like her, but she have other qualities still. They keep her. So you have two wives. One beloved and another hated. If you remember, our forefather Jacob had two wives. But which one he loved? Rachel. He ain't too love Leah. But, huh?
Yeah, to take her.
Nah, if stuck with her, if it take her. All right, so you have two wives, one beloved one another, and the other hated. And they have borne him children, both beloved and the hated. If the firstborn son be hers that is hated. So if I wanted, and look, the Bible, use words like dislike, you hate her. If the firstborn son be hers that was hated. Now, neither does it, the Bible is telling you that you must love her either. It's just giving you a law. So you don't like the woman, the Bible not try to tell you, so you must love her. Well, you see, there's no preaching like we're all God's children. And we should love one another. The Bible don't get into things like no, let me get into that. The Bible knows that these are human qualities. We do hate. The most I hate to Esau, he love. Esau, he hate. Jacob, he love. But the child of, if the firstborn son is the one where you don't like, you hate she, but if she give you the firstborn son, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. So the right of the firstborn still goes to the one. Boy, I mean, I like your mama, but you may forgive me things them according to our law. So this is our law. When the law says firstborn, don't really matter. Question?
Yeah. If you have a wife and you have to lie with her after the first time,
What do you mean?
you have to have sex with her after the first time, after you continue. You don't have to.
You should. You have to.
Oh.
You go around to Corinthians. It tells you the Corinthians. So in the New Testament, that tells you where Paul says, defraud not one another. I think that's Second Corinthians. I think so. Second and first. So in Corinthians. We did that already too. Defraud one ye not another. So not doing that would be defrauding her.
No, because I was wondering, because I'm like, why lie with her till later?
No, it's after becoming with her, then you realize, you realize that she's not who she project herself to be.
Yeah, but you still have to lie with her based on the verse that you said.
If she's your wife still, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's
But guess what? You see this firstborn thing, even if you divorce her, so you hate her, and you do like what Moses said, write her a bill of divorce, she still had your firstborn son. Yeah. So you still would have to give that child the right of the firstborn. Read 17.
No. 17. Verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength, the right of the firstborn is his.
Right, so is it? Even that's how you know that the laws were around before the angels gave Moses the laws to give to the nation. Because when you look at, if you remember Esau and Jacob, Esau did what? Sold his what? His birthright to Jacob for a morsel of food.
And then you want to buy?
No. But the father was going to give that firstborn, the blessing of the firstborn, to Esau.
No. Wait. Some trickery never born.
Jacob.
Oh, right.
Jacob's mother. Now, this is how eerie the white man be, that you can kill a goat and put the goat skin on your hand. And the blind man rub it and think he's somebody. They see them, they are animal. That's why they have to shave every day to look like a human. But this, when you look at these things, it's so. But yeah, that's the way the Most High put it. You must give that firstborn not the right. Hmm?
18.
You should go to, you read 18?
No.
Hmm?
No.
So yeah, 18.
Verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard.
He's a what? He's a what? He's a what?
Glutton and a drunkard.
Yam too much and then drink too much. That's what it's explaining to you. It's like a drone. You know the drone in the beehive, what the drone does?
Drone?
The drone, the male bee that mates with the queen. You know what him do? Nothing. Sits around and eat out back the honey. So bee farmers have to minimize the amount of drones they have in the beehive. But then after I mate him dead anyway, so maybe that's why he is the way he is. But when it comes to human, his son is rebellious. I can't talk to him. And he name out everything you have in your home. And he just stop drink. That makes him a what? Damn drunkard.
Verse 21. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear.
So,
Man.
well, this man contributed nothing to the society. Namming, drinking, joking. Parents can't talk to him. You have to read that one there again, man. Rebellion son.
From verse 20.
All right, 18.
18. Verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they chasten him will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
All right, so this is what the Bible telling you. Yeah, what people nowadays say. I me pick me not despise me pick me. But I'm lucky. Before so, is the whole nation bad, and I pick me bad. Understand? They could do one. What do you mean? But you can't control him.
Suppose he get better later on.
He not get a chance, kind dead. You won't get a chance to that. He dies. And all the men, 21.
Verse 21. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear.
Shall what?
Hear and fear.
So the hear what happened.
To all of the other gluttons and drunkards.
So if you because You know what the parents would start do? Bending the tree from it young.
Yeah.
There was a woman in Spanish Town, you know, had a son who was a rapist.
Mm.
Yes. But every time you go out and people his name called, she come out and defend him. And I'm a picnic, I lie them and tell for me picnic. I'm going and find all the money and then do all work to the free. Do all that she can for her son to get away. Until one day he raped her. Raped the mother. Why he was just a rapist. And raped the mother. Guess what? She can't talk.
She can't have on. Yeah, because she's not defending.
She couldn't go lock him up, she couldn't do nothing. She had to keep it to himself. Eh? She had persons who she confided in, but those persons never did say anything. Really. After he did that, then he went and raped the wrong woman in the community. In a community. He raped a woman that was the only sister to about 5 or 6 men who were all bad men. Lord have mercy. He didn't go to court. Eh?
Eventually, catch up with you.
Well, him didn't go to court because all I brother them a bad man. So you know what happened. Jungle justice. And guess what happened? Mama keep his mouth shut. That's why people say, oh. So the time that when you talk about the assault you and things, they are raping me, rape you. It was after he died, then people put 2 and 2 together. And then she mentioned it after he died. So, you have to be careful of your own evil. That is this. If you notice, it always saying us. So this is how you put the evil away. Right? Let me see what it says. It says that he died. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. And this always tell us how to put evil away from among us. And we don't do it by chanting against Satan. We do it by killing people. So we don't go on, Satan, you can't prevail. Move, Satan, move. You know them style? We put evil away from among us by killing the evildoer. Capital punishment. Right. Yeah, no, 21.
Verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be to put. No. Verse 22.
And he be to be put to death.
And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be to be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is accursed of God, that thy land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance.
All right. So this is someone who commit a sin worthy of death, meaning he was found guilty and the punishment is capital. Who is it? Capital punishment. And the punishment be capital punishment. And that, they say, death by hanging. And you went and hang him on a tree. You should not leave him on the tree. For he that is hanged is accursed of God. that thy land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So you don't defile the land by leaving him hanging on the tree. Cut it down by evening and go bury him. This was why now when Christ was crucified, they wanted to take him down from the cross to bury him. Because he that is hanged is accursed of God. Okay, so you would realize that we do have some interesting laws. Laws, if we were living by, we wouldn't be in the predicament that we are in today. Yeah, we wouldn't have so much murderers around us because we have not ever sought to put away the evil. Many times we see it from the child, that we see the child from young. We don't want to put on a murder right now. But we did not try to put that evil away from among us. We didn't try. So what happened? Stay and festers until it turned a big sore and come out and infect the entire place. Like you have a certain blemish in your body that you don't pay attention and you allow it to grow. What happens? Festers until it spread and it affects the entire body. Evil is the same thing. All right, so let's go to 22.
Chapter 22, verse 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
All right, what are you saying? What do you mean by that?
You see your brother animal straying from the pack or the flock. You'll bring them back.
Just see wander. It wander off or it got lost. But it'll behave as if you don't see it. And this is talking about when you say you don't see your brother's ox, you see your Israelite brother stuff. Animal. And so the animal astray. You wonder, where the hell is the owner for this animal? We should put him up. Where are we?
Verse 2. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, and if thou know him not, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house.
All right, so what do you mean by that? He's not near you, and you don't know who it belongs to. Then you carry it to your own house. Esau.
That's what they're doing. They're carrying it.
Esau give it another name. You see, this is what the Most High say you should do. Carry it to your own home. But if that man finds it at your home, and according to Esau law, you do what? You have stolen it. According to Esau law, you're a thief. All right, read two again.
Verse 2. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again.
All right. So you keep it, but you don't take it. Give it back to the brother. Number 3, verse 3.
Verse 3. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment.
It's not us, it's us. Bring you some water, please.
It's not what it was?
It's not us, it's us.
Okay. Verse 3. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with the all lost thing of thy brothers, which he hath lost, and thou hast found. Shalt thou do likewise, thou mayest not hide thyself.
What is Esau laws on finding people things? Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Huh? Our law don't go that way. You found something, you know it's not yours. You should return it. Ooh, Salaki. You should return it once you realize who it is. Give it back to the owner. It's for your brother. Where are we now?
Verse 5. No, verse 4. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again.
Right, help him.
Verse 5.
You know, just all our laws tell us to help each other. Have laws on that. Helping each other. You can imagine what we were doing, why Moses had to put these in law. Helping ourselves with each other's property. That's what we were doing. Moses said, no. All right, verse 1. 4?
Verse 5.
Fine, okay.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Read that again.
Verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
All right, so this is saying a woman should not wear man garment. It says wear, yeah.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Right. So them cross dressers is what? An abomination. They are lawbreakers. Shall not wear woman garment. But Esau called them what? Drag queens. No, they're not the trannies. The trannies I want to cut out the whole thing.
No, but you can put it on and not be a drag queen.
Oh. And put it on and do already.
No, you put it on, but
and do.
You call yourself a drag queen, not necessarily a drag queen. Drag
queen not in the Bible.
Drag queen is different.
What?
Height.
Drag
queens go all
Drag queen are men who dress like women. So put on the garment, put on the makeup, something. Some of them put on breast. Men who dress like women. Those are the drag queens. So what do you mean by you can put it on and not? Put it on and what? Well, any day you find yourself with an husband and you see him in a woman's garment, red flag. You come and report that to your father. There's something going wrong there. Maybe it's two women in the house when you think it's a man and a woman. Just like how some man have a woman, the wife, they think it's a woman they have in the house. It's a man. She knows nothing about submitting. All right, verse 1.
Still verse 5. I didn't read the last one.
Okay.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So it draw no offense. Says you can put it on and not be a drag and not abomination. No. All that
No,
do
you put
so.
it on and you are an abomination, but you're not a drag queen.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you put it on and everything's alright.
Okay. You're not Esau's drag queen, but you still have an abomination to the Most High. Verse 6.
Verse 6. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way in any tree or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young, but thou shalt in any wise let the dam go, and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days.
Mm-mm. So even the birds, the Most High look for. That's how you know so Esau have some payments to do, yes.
You live long, you take one bird.
It's not your sir. So when you were children, then you do it. As a child,
Yeah.
when you used to seek out the bird's nest
Mm-hmm.
and like shake the tree, line
Yeah.
the tree, shake the tree, take the eggs down, crack the eggs, see inside, out of curiosity.
And do what with the mother?
Nothing, just crack it. Just to see
Well, that's what I said. You shall not in any wise take the dam with the young, but you can take the young and let the dam go.
But
Like the mother. Huh?
That is true.
Okay. All right. Well, that's why you are in the truth to recompense for your sins. You see, we got church, you know, but we don't know what is in the Bible.
Concern.
Because the Bible tells you these things. Don't do these things. You go to church and you call yourself a Christian, and these are the things you do. Mm-hmm. Feel bad now, eh? Drink something warm. All right, yeah, so, all right, read that again, verse 6.
Verse 6. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way, in any tree, or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young, or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young, but thou shalt in any wise let the dam go, and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayst prolong thy days.
Mm-hmm. So the most I have you up for these things, you know. Cut your day short for simple things like this. Verse 8.
Verse 8. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, and thou bring not that thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence.
You know what's that?
Hmm.
All right. You build a house. That's like you having scaffold. These are safety measures are putting in place so that persons don't fall and fall to their death. Because if they do, then that is what? Verse 1.
Blood up, verse 8.
Right. That would bring blood upon your house if any man fall from thence. All right, read it again.
Verse 8. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, that thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence.
Well, guess what? You bring blood on it, yes, no, but according to Esau law, what happened? Family sue you both sides. Right. Verse 9.
Verse 9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown, and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled.
All right. So you're planting a garden, you're planting a wood helper. You have a, this is talking about large gardens, really. Not your backyard garden, you have your one row of callaloo for yourself, and then one row of pepper, and one row of this. But if you are going to have a farm, the Bible calls it a vineyard, you don't plant all these different things. You plant the same crop. Esau right through the farm. Esau realized this law and they follow it. And they realize that the food yield better. Yes.
What if you're fencing?
Well, birds and bees can still fly over the fence, don't they?
What if
What the birds and the bees do to your plant?
pollinate?
Okay. So can peas pollinate with corn? You can't. So that is the defile they're talking about. But you plant pure peas. When the bees and so come, your field will yield better because the pollens they're not crossing, and you're getting and the plants getting its wires crossed. A bees can leave from way over yonder and come over to this plant, and it's still the same plant and pollinates it. Understand? Right, so that's what it's getting at.
Verse 11. No, verse 10. Thou shalt not plow with an ox and an ass together. Verse 12.
Thou shalt not what?
Thou shalt not plow with an ox and an ass together.
Verse what?
Verse 10.
An ox is like what? Ox are what? Cow, right? Cow, but a male or female. You don't see the word cow in the Bible.
Yeah.
And ass is donkey. So why would the law be telling you not to plow with ox and
I mean, the cow is bigger than the donkey. The cow will be doing most of the work. But I don't think that matters. I don't think that's
you will get uneven step? All right. First of all, if I understand that our laws, the Most High, make our laws to do what? To make us rich. Yes, our laws were made to make us rich. Because remember, I know you follow the laws, then you'll be what? Blessed. Don't? So it is designed to make you rich. So not putting an ass and an ox together is, like you said, one will strain the other. One would strain the other. So you wouldn't be getting, it's like you have a work group and you put a slow man with a fast man. You're cutting down the productivity. You put two fast men together and see what you get. You put the two slow man together, man. But so you put the yoke on a donkey and an ass. That's uneven steps. It probably affect the plowing of the field. It don't plow properly. Right. And as I said, probably maybe the donkey might drop dead. So that's what it has to do. 11.
Verse 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together.
All right. So what this have to do with riches now?
I'm not sure, but almost everything you buy nowadays in terms of clothes different materials and so
All right. So they do it believing that they are going to cause you to sin. But what the Most High is getting at is you have a material that is wool. Wool is what? Different price from linen. So you're going to mix wool and linen together. What price are you not going to get the full price of the wool? Not going to get the full price of the linen. So to maximize your profits, maximize your business, keep your garment woolen. Also, you'll be cheating persons in doing that. What good is it going to do you? The Most High doesn't like cheaters. The Most High doesn't like cheaters in any ways. You go and say, wow, I like this woolen garment. And you go and you buy it and think. When you take it home and you look at the tag, it's only 80% wool. I make it rather worse as it says man-made wool. So it's not even natural wool. Where does wool come from? Exactly. And what does linen come from? I think linen is man-made. It's a man-made material. Right.
Verse 12.
12.
Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself.
Of thy what?
Vesture.
Okay. Not t-shirt. On your vest. So the garment you put it on. Put it on the vest, you put it on your pants. You don't put it on your undergarment. T-shirts are undergarments. Hello, that's what all the fake Israelite group does. Put the fringes on their t-shirt.
What is it? Oh no, because we have the undergarment.
No, t-shirt is an undergarment. So they put it on the t-shirt with the big in boots, like a ballerina, every foot ballerina dancer. So you put your fringes on your vesture, your pants. Put it on that. We put it on our priestly garment. So our garment that we work in, fringes don't go on that. Fake Israelites, they don't put fringes in pants. You know the construction vest them. Yes, man. Put fringes on their vests, the work vests. I mean, they're happy to find out that they're an Israelite, but there are still rules. Our laws were not designed to make us servants and to keep us in any life of servitude. So work garments that we wear to go serving, and it's not the Most High we're serving it. You don't fringe them. So the clothes that you wear to work, that is what? Work garment of servitude. Travels. Hello.
Sure.
You think what 2 years ago? Right. So we don't fringe up our servitude garments. We fringe up the garments that we use to serve our people. Priestly garments. All right. When you are in the kingdom, then we can fringe our clothes.
Yes. Verse 13.
Hmm?
Verse 13.
Yeah.
Verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's
All right,
virginity.
what would make a man do such thing? Hmm? What? Lack of trust on the woman. And what you say? Exactly. You just don't want her no more. You want to leave her, but you want trying to find a way out. But according to the laws of Israel, you can't just get up and leave. Okay. If it was like today's day, what would you do? You have anything there? Something to what? He would do what?
Just leave her.
Just leave her. And just accuse her. Yeah, give me bun. Yeah, this, yeah, that. But that's
He's not even accused.
then just gone, just disappear, just missing. Phone lock off. Right, so this man doesn't like her anymore, wants to leave. But he wants to tell a lie on the woman. All right, so if any man take a wife and going unto her and eat her and give occasion of speech against her, just start bad mouth her. The same thing like the things that like would happen today, like man say, oh, she's a whore, she's a this, she's a that, she can't cook, she this, she that. Understand? He gave occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name unto her and say, I took this woman and when I came in to her, I found her not a maid, meaning she was not what? Now you notice it didn't say, I found her not a virgin. It says, I found her not a, because in Israel, the word virgin had a different meaning. Not the same thing like what Esau gave it to me. The maid and damsel, that's the one who we call virgin today. But a virgin in the Bible is a woman of marriageable what? Age.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
Verse 15. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate.
So that word don't come up until the first time that young woman gonna have sex. And that's when the word virginity comes up.
What are the tokens?
You soon see what it is. 16.
Verse 16. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. Verse 17. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity.
All right. And they shall.
And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
So the token would be, the cloth would be the sheet. So that first night when they go and they say, honeymoon, they get honey and spread it over the moon. Honey glazed the moon.
But you didn't think it through.
Oh, the man, he just didn't think it through. He just want to leave. All right. So probably he was hoping that that sheet would have been disappeared. Ants would have eaten out the blood stain pointed. But bad for him. So the cloth, and spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him.
Whip him backfoot. Chastise him.
And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel.
You know, I want to money that in today's money now. 100 shekels of silver. Huh?
Oh, if I trade it.
But you see, what Esau brings in is a thing you call inflation. So he takes the gold and the silver, the real gold and the real silver that you should have to spend, they take it and give you a coupon. Yeah. So, I mean, where you can go there? If the government collapse, what happened to you? Broke like a loan or what?
And then the silver that they use for the coins worth less than the
The silver or less? Oh, so it's a quote unquote silver that they give you. All right. If you remember the story with the story. Why the man the name again? We did send him son on the voyage for some money.
And they kill him.
No, no. He came back, but an angel went with him. An angel went with him, and he didn't know he was traveling with an angel. Tobit. Remember that?
Okay.
Right. So if Tobit was in today's day, Tobit get knocked. Yeah, man, guys, and take that the money there and hide it with somebody. When they come back, a paper and no value nothing. Okay. The country that he was went into war, so he left the silver, which would have been real silver. Left it with a friend who kept it, and then he sent his son to retrieve it. That money still had value. And it been today's date, country going to war, money no worth nothing.
And that friend was a good friend.
Yeah. So the system holds on to the real wealth. Even the land, because the state own the land. So you basically own nothing. Maybe persons put so much emphasis on cars and so material things because the car and the clothes you have, that's what you really own. If the country goes into war and you have to flee, you can't run with the house. Can't run away with the house. You can only run with your clothes and probably your car. If you're not going by air or sea. But if you had the real money, that is immerse him into 100 shekels of silver. If you had the real silver, you could carry your wealth with you. Bigger fuck, please. So they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver. Continue.
Verse 19. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days.
He is stuck with her.
Verse 20. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you.
Right. So there's no such thing in Israel as playing the field, exploring options, distractions. There's no such thing in Israel. Come. There's no such thing in Israel as playing the field, exploring any options. There's no such thing. So you go and you take that woman, and that woman go and whore herself. She has played the whore in Israel. And you see what the Lord does? Stone her till she dies. Now that is one. This is one which the this was the law that would have been exacted on Mary when Joseph sought to put her away privily or privately, because if he got married her and there will be no token of any virginity, because him got touch her before and him know say him do it. So he was just gonna say, why I'm not married her. So this was why after the ceremony he did not went into her for wife, because he knew the law of the land. But what Esau did now, Esau flipped the script. Esau using the story with his laws. Understand? So the virgin becomes a woman who has never had sex, which way it's just a young woman of marriageable age, having sex or not. Plus, Joseph know what he did. Yes. So the master said, no. Israel now was so sinful in all ways that the Most High had us in captivity. All right. but when it comes to, oh my gosh, come on, it's much contract of
Question.
yes.
Does she have to stay? Because the punishment for him is that he's with her the rest of his life. Does she have to go back to him?
Yes. Yeah.
Why didn't they kill the man?
Good question. Shall stone feeling outside too? You should have. But he's a liar. They make him pay money. Why them? Why? All right. Why them? Why them do? Why them would stone the woman? Because there is already laws against whoredom. Laws against whoredom. So she would have played the whore. So she would be eligible to die by stones. But, and that is capital punishment. Lying isn't capital punishment. So the scourge him, make him pay money. And stuck with the woman. Because he want to leave her.
Verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man.
Lying with a woman. Okay. Now me asking you this question. Why would both of them be killed here?
Adultery.
And the punishment for adultery is what? Capital punishment, death by stoning. So this is why both would die here, because both are So it's clear who makes it, what makes it adultery, because the woman already have a husband, not the man already have a wife. It's clear. But if a man find, no, 22, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both, then they shall both of them die.
What if he knew?
What if who never know?
The man says she married.
Yeah, but she know.
Yeah, but he never knew.
Well, it's his job to do due diligence. Ignorance of the law excludes no man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why in the truth you have a 1 year rule. She married, you must know. Can't be around her for 1 year. And she married and you don't know. And you are dating her. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. 23.
See? Because what? She knows she married now and she take this other man. Maybe this other man get her a car, up, upgrade her status. What would other woman that is married, that has been married, not going through so much wonderful thing, what would they now want to do?
It's okay for the same.
Exactly. And before you know it, the whole nation turn war. The whole nation gone to war. So when you kill both of them, the nation learns what? Don't play the war. Continue.
Verse 23. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, and a man find her in the city, and lie with her, then ye shall bring them down out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he had humbled his neighbor's wife, so thou shalt put away evil from among you.
So who died in this case? Bring them both. Right. Because what?
Woman,
Because she kept her mouth closed.
Yeah.
You should have ball out.
No, obviously never read
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her, and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
Right. That is what? Right.
Verse 26.
So the other case, that wasn't rape.
Yeah.
That's consensual sex. And she didn't ball out. So she can't go tell us, I rape me, or really.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't cry out.
Verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
Right.
Verse 27. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was no one to save her.
Okay. So she didn't go rape her, but she did cry out. There was no one to save her. So that man gonna get 5 years in prison.
Can't even get out if there's no substantial evidence.
Yeah.
Wait, about the Bible or the law?
This one. Today is in our court.
Yeah, you can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said we.
Because whether the woman cry out or not in today's sense, a man can be seen as rape. But the Bible give it clear cut. You the woman, you didn't say anything. So you can't come now and say anything. You're going to die.
There's a cry out. That means during or after. Or in.
And more than putting your ball out.
What if you cry out after?
We don't care about that.
No, like you're starting and then you couldn't speak, but then I come out as you do. But after you finish and you realize probably come to you and say what happened. Then you cry out.
Well, in today's world, maybe.
But not then.
No, back then it wouldn't, because that was it was the norm. All right. There once was a norm in farming areas when they catch someone stealing a goat or a cow, community come down on him and do what? Beat him. Sometimes beat him to death. But PJ removed what them call, what was the word them use again? No, not jungle justice. It's a jungle justice, man. There's a name for it. PJ come down on that, and the law start charging people for that. So you hold him, carry me. But our law tell you otherwise. All right, so because of that, prior to PJ, persons were skeptical about stealing people things, because the norm was you're gonna die if you're caught. But the norm today is what? Since PJ changed that, you never get caught alive to get away. So the norm today is chances are the thief of the upper hand. So they have manipulated the laws to give the thieves the upper hand. So they really and truly they should not cry over what is happening here. Yeah, man, they did manipulate the law.
Because you know you can't commit a crime and the consequences are as bad as we're going to reap from the crime. Why not commit a crime?
Mm-hmm. So the same jungle justice now with them wipe out. If a man will a man now come in and say, thief, then I come down from him again. The thief them now community probably come save him. So no left a man. Everybody no thief. You never thief nothing. You know them kind of style there. All right.
Verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
So guess what? In this case now, enforce her, but maybe she didn't like him. Now, if he doesn't pay up, what happened?
He didn't say.
He didn't say. Of course, he read it earlier. He gave it two scenarios. Then I rape him, he could be charged for rape. So you better pay up.
Oh.
I should think about that before. Probably, even though the money then go work for your father, like what Jacob do. So this now would make him her husband. I understand. All right, verse 1.
Verse 30 and last. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt.
Right. So no sleeping with the stepmom. She's talking about stepmother, you know. I mean, they have a law so you can't live with your mother. So this is talking about stepmom. So your father have 15 wives, but you feel say, right? So you feel say you have to go sleep with one. Daddy already have no fun, man. You can't come. And what then worthless talk. That's why your but find his son worthless, bring him out. You find out him worthless, they bring him out. Let them stone him, kill him. Get him out of the place. Come on, bring shame to him. Yeah, man. Whole time laws don't joke, man, and they are coming back. Man, whole time something soon come back again.
Who practices like this one? Who practices that kind of law nowadays?
The Arabs.
Arabs too, yeah.
So they get it from
Allah.
no man. Muhammad. Allah gave it to Muhammad. Those criminals, con artists. And then the Jewish person now, they nobody try to tell us they just take the whole story. The Jewish people now just take the whole story and say we were the original people. All right, any more questions? All right. With that, we stand and say the Lord's Prayer. The phone is working. Stand facing east. That we say Madhum, stand and face east. Abanawa, Shabashamaya, Kodash, Haya, Shanka, Yahawa, Malakwata, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Washamaya, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakan, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabwat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawabwat Nawa, Walaha, Tabaya Nawa, Banasayawan, Aban, Awashai Nawa, Maya, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wahahala, Watapara, Naiwalaman, Amen. Sorry, in English. Oh, Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom
Thy
come.
will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
For prayer for the poor. Yahweh Basham Yawashai Babakasha.
Yahweh Basham Yawashai Babakasha.
Natan Lanaw.
Natan Lanaw.
Akak.
Kakak.
Akat,
Akat,
Larapa,
Larapa,
Kalmakan,
Kalmakan,
Akalmadao,
Wakalmadao,
Akat,
Akat,
Lata,
Latahar,
Amatazari,
Awatazari,
Akat,
Akat,
Lahakwaya,
Lahakwaya,
Amatham,
Amathiam,
Akat,
Akat,
Ilrakawa,
Irakawa,
Atamal,
Atamala,
Lagarasha,
Lagarsha,
Shamyawasha,
Wahashamyawasha,
Tamadam.
Tawadakam.
In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
please give us the power
please give us the power,
for to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease,
the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease,
or to cleanse the leper,
power to cleanse the leper,
or to raise the dead,
power to raise the dead,
or against unclean spirits,
power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out in the name of Yahweh.
to cast them out in the name of Yahweh.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
so much.
I.S.U.P.K security announcement. Whereas the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 to 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'aishara. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives to you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever monks would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation is a Kanaka. 25th day of the 9th month by space of 8 days. Wednesday, December 9, 28 for 8 days. That's Akanaka. Reminder to Akyam and Akwatian, check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. All black, no black with no white stripe or no marking of another color. Straight black. With that we say Madam, she needs to stand. Again, Madam Shabbat. One courtesy salute to the teacher, Madam Shabbat. Madam, Barak. Nahawa Shamya Shaiba Katam. Courtesy salute to the sisters, faithful sisters. Madam Shabbat. Head slightly bound. Madam, Barak. Nahawa Shamari Latan Basham Yashai.
Yahweh Shema Yatan Basham Yoshem.
Hands down, class dismissed. Power off.